for inconvenience actually.
No problem, no problem. It happens since we are everyone is working from home.
ए, कत्ते खरखर गर्न
These
लगे
things are
धत्तेरी
getting common here also.
एक दिन सम्झाइ चाहिँ
So what we do is first we study the settings of the AutoCAD. Why we need to study the settings of the AutoCAD is that every system will be in different configurations. Suppose if you are going for a job or for the interview, it has encountered to me also. One of my students went to an interview and he told all the options would be all completely different from the systems in the office. So first you need to study what kind of settings are there, how it is working. Suppose if there is any kind of changes in the settings, how we need to change that. So we will be for 1 or 2 classes, we will be mainly focusing on the settings only. Then we will be going to the major important tools and everything and all. While studying the tools itself, I will be giving some kind of work for you. According to how you are, suppose if you are already good in AutoCAD, I will give some tough drawings. Or else if you are just starting the AutoCAD, I will start with some basic drawings at all. And all.
yes, sir.
So this is how we will be going with the AutoCADs. Once we are okay with the basic tools and basic drawings and all, like the tools which we need for our day-to-day drawings, then we will go for advanced tools in AutoCAD.
Okay, sir.
So advanced tools means like these are the tools which will be used by the seniors or managers in the team. Like it has some different options, like the tools which you have never heard of. Like there are a lot of tools which most of the students or people have never heard that they exist in AutoCAD and all. So that kind of tools we will be focusing only after you have much confidence in the basic tools. Okay? So that is how the classes will be going. So when you are studying the tools side by side, we will be focusing on the drawings also, how to draw the drawings and how to dimension them, how to give it neatly, what kind of standards we have to use. Those things we will be seeing one by one also.
Yes, sir.
So let's go to AutoCAD. So this is how I am going to my AutoCAD is going to look when I am when I open this, and this thing is called as application tab. I'm not going to spend too much time on the basic things and all. I'm just give a brief intro of the things which is available here. So this is my application tab, and these are the quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar means the tools which we often uses. Those tools will be placed here, like a Control Z, undo, redo, save as, new, open. Those kind of things will be available here, and this is my title bar. This suppose if I don't know about any particular command, I can type it here. It will give me how what kind of command is there, what is its purpose, like those of things. It will give a small info of those commands. And this is called as A360, which is available only with the original software. So what is this A360? Is that okay? I just closed my 3ds Max now. Okay. So most of the softwares have this kind of options nowadays. What is meant by this? It is a cloud options here. Similar to Gmail, suppose if I'm using a Gmail, I can use it in my system also. I can use this Gmail by giving the login IDs and password in some other system also. It is going to show me the same content only. Similarly, I can save my files in this particular account. Suppose if I'm saving some kind of work in my office, and also I'm saving in this cloud, what I can do is that I can access this information in my home also. So even if I don't have the system office, I can still access the files also. And the same way, in some kind of companies, there will be multiple shifts, day shifts, evening shift, and night shift will be there. The same persons, the same computer will be used by three persons only, three persons also. So in the morning shift, the structural work will be going. In the evening shift, the architecture work will be going, and in the what is that? In the night shift, mechanical drawing, MEP works may be going in the system. So what I can do is I can just open my AutoCAD or Revit or whatever software. I can just log into my ID. Sorry, I can log into my ID and give my details and all. Automatically, it will get to my work. So I don't
Okay.
have to save it as a separate files and all. So everything is in another simple words. You have heard about the phone applications like Wink, Ghana, a lot of music applications out there.
Yes, sir.
I am downloading a lot of songs in that applications, and then I am switching my. I'm just buying a new phone. In the new phone also, if I download the application being called Ghana and then give my username and ID, automatically all my saved songs will be coming here also.
Yes, sir.
These are the songs you have saved in your older, in your previous phone, and you can again directly I can get the same content also without I have to download again one by one. The same way I can use this A360 also. But the thing is that it is possible only in the original software. In the cracked version, it is not possible to use this one.
Mm.
So next thing is that this is called as conceptual menu tab. Why they are calling this as a conceptual menu tab means according to the concept, these options will be changing. For example, in the home, I'm getting this kind of options. In the insert, I'm getting this kind of options. In annotate, I'm getting this kind of options. So according to the whatever buttons I'm clicking, my options are getting changed for me. So
Yes,
that's why
sir.
it's called as conceptual menu tab. And this is called as ribbon panels. In AutoCAD, they have given game names something like this.
Mm.
So this is called as ribbon panels. I can customize these ribbon panels or conceptual menu tab according to me. For example, suppose if I'm going to a company, it may look like this. I won't be seeing any kind of options at all. It will be clearly blank. This is the thing one of my students told uh, that when he went to the interview, he doesn't see anything at all. By just clicking one shortcut key, Control plus zero, I can bring everything. Similarly, if I'm not going to use this future apps options at all, I'm not going to use these options at all. What I can do is I can right click somewhere here, show tabs. In the
Okay.
tabs, I don't want future apps. I can remove that.
Oh.
Similarly, if I'm not going to use this utilities options at all, so what I can do is I can come here, show panels, sorry, show
Yes, sir.
panels in this, and I don't want the utilities. I can remove those also. So this is the reason why I told every system will be different. In case if you are in your college, it will be different. It will be working differently because there will be some kind of change in the settings. It can be
Mm.
some people might have changes. So according to our need, we have to adjust this setting so that we can use it without any problem. Since I am teaching everything, I used to keep everything here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and the next big advantage of AutoCAD is the screen here. The big advantage of AutoCAD is the screen here. What is the special thing about this screen is that this screen doesn't have any end. This screen is completely infinite. What I'm trying to say here is that in case if you are using Revit means it has a certain limits. You can draw up to this limits only. For example, in Revit, it has a limit of about 30 miles, 30 miles. But in AutoCAD, I don't have any kind of that kind of restrictions at all. For example, if I want to lay a road network from the southernmost part of India, that is Kanyakumari, to the
Mm.
northernmost part of India, that is Jammu Kashmir, I can use it in Revit. Sorry, I can use it in my
Okay.
AutoCAD system, but
Okay.
it is not possible in other softwares because of this infinite space in my viewport. So that is the biggest advantage in this viewport. And also, if I want to do some astronomical surveying, in case of have you heard of astronomical surveying and all?
What's up?
Astronomical survey. That is, I need
No.
to find the position of my latitude and longitude, the position of my stars, celestial bodies, those kinds of things. That is a surveying called as normal surveying we used to do in our daily life.
Okay.
Apart from that, we have astronomical survey also. That is, suppose if I put Chennai, I am going to get my latitude and longitude. So those kind of things also it is possible to do in my AutoCAD. In other softwares, it
Okay.
is not at all possible at all
Yes,
because
sir.
mainly because of the screen I am having here.
Yes, sir.
So next thing is after let's I will go about this options a little bit later. So after coming into the AutoCAD, we have two important steps. What are the two important steps? Is that first I have to set my units.
Okay.
This is my step one, setting up of units.
Of minutes.
So what is the big thing about units is that many people consider or just say, they will think I have to change it to mm or meters or centimeters or feet. That's it. That's how they used to work. But what I think is that there is some kind of concept behind that. Let us understand what are the concept in the units itself. So I'm giving units, or else UN is a shortcut key. UN is a shortcut key. I'm giving enter.
Yes,
Small
sir.
dialog box is opening for me. And in this dialog box, they have divided into two sections. One is the for length and one is for angle.
Okay.
First, let us understand what is meant by length. In this, I have types. In this, I have types. Like in this type, I have different kind of. It doesn't show me mm or meters or centimeters or feet or something like that,
Hmm.
but it's showing some kind of categories. Like, are you going to choose architectural or are you going to choose decimal? Like that, it's showing me five categories. And we will get into this precision part once again. And before and here it is showing me millimeters. Here I can change the units to whatever things I want. I can choose it to feet, I can choose it to inches, or I can choose the kilometer. Since what is that? So I can choose the light years also. Astronomical units I can use. Astronomical means it is completely based on the degrees, minutes, and seconds of the light years means
Okay.
the distance between the sun and the earth is measured in light years only. It cannot be measured in kilometers or something like that.
Hmm.
So those kinds of things also will be available here. So the important thing is that if I'm going to use the units like mm or meter or centimeter or kilometers, that is metric system. If I'm going to use the metric system, what I have to use is I have to use the decimals. I have to choose a decimal. It's very important. In
Okay.
case if I'm using this ones, what I have to do is I have to choose a decimal. Then I can change millimeters or centimeters or millimeters or kilometers, whatever I want.
Hmm.
But if my drawings, if my client or if my owner is saying me that I have to draw in feet and inches, what I have to do is I shouldn't just change it here alone. For example, if I'm let's make it as millimeters and I'm drawing something and I'm giving 300. So this line indicates 300 mm. This line indicates 300 mm.
Hmm.
At the same time, I'm changing my units to feet or inches or whatever, and giving a values like 10 feet. I'm using the symbol here, 10 feet, 6 inches. It's showing me a red box that my input system is wrong. Now, what I'm trying to give,
Oh.
what the kind of input I'm giving here is wrong. So it is asking me to change the input also. So
Okay.
the reason, what I'm trying to say here is that if I'm going to draw in feet and inches, I shouldn't use the decimal options at all. What I
Hmm.
have to use is I have to use the engineering.
Oh, got it, sir.
In case of feet and inches, what I have to do is I have to use the engineering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to UN enter and engineering. And one more thing is that if I am choosing to work in engineering, I have to choose the inches. In case if I'm not choosing the inches, if I click OK, the AutoCAD is giving me a warning for use with architectural or engineering linear units. That is, if you are going to use the engineering or architectural system, insert unit B should be set to inches. You have to use the inches only, not the feet or something else. Then
Hmm.
only you will get the accurate value. That some kind of warning the AutoCAD is giving to me.
Hmm. Yes,
So
sir.
I'm just canceling this and giving inches here. And giving OK and giving line and drawing. 10 feet, 6 inches. Now it is getting drawn. Okay. So
Hmm.
you
Yes, sir.
suppose if I am giving 10 alone, it will be considered as an inches. 10 inches. Okay, it will be considered as an inches. So in case to draw in the feet, what I have to do is I have to give 8. Then I have to use the feet symbol to draw that line. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
So
Yes,
these
sir.
are the things. One more important option is there. That option is called as architectural. So
Hmm.
it names doesn't imply that only architecture will use this kind of things. It's not like that at all. So there are two kinds of systems out there. One is the metric system or the decimal system we use to work on metric or decimal system, or it can be called as SI system. or
Okay.
let's say in US alone they have a separate system. That system is called as imperial system.
Mm.
I'm going to work in a company and that company is getting projects from US and all. So what I have to do is I can't use the metric system or decimal system or SI system. I have to use the imperial system only. In metric system or decimal system is the system which we are using it from our childhood days also. Like suppose let's say I'm having 1 meter here, 2 meter. How much subdivision is I'm having between 1 meter and 2 meter is that I'm having 10 subdivision here.
Mm.
1.1, 1.2, 1.3, similarly up to 1.10. After that, I will be getting my. So this is the subdivision. This is the method we are using here. In US, what they are doing is that they don't use meters and and those things at all. They will be using the feet and inches only. So 5 feet, 6 feet. In between the 5 feet and 6 feet, what I'm getting, you know the conversion between feet and inches, right?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay. So we know that 1 feet is equal to me equal to 12
To,
inches.
yes, sir.
So I don't have any doubts in that. So the thing is that if there is 1 feet, 6.5 inches. This is how we used to do it. 1 feet
Mm.
is 6.5 inches. Like that we used to do. In US system or in the imperial system, what they are doing is that that is 1 inch to 2 inch. In between this, I am having 16 subdivision. Here, what we are saying is that we are having 10 subdivision, but here what I am saying is that there is totally 16 subdivisions out there.
Mm.
So 1 by 16, 1, 2 by 16. That is
Okay. Yes, sir.
equal to. We have seen this, but we don't know that this is an US. This is a system followed by the especially by the US countries alone.
Mm.
1/8. So 1 3/16. 1 4/16. 1 4/16 is the quarter.
Mm.
1.25 we used to do it. Here what they are saying is that 1/4 like that they are using that. So this is a system. In case if you are going to draw in this US standards,
Mm.
what
Yes,
I
sir.
had to do is I have to follow this kind of system. I had to use architectural and here also I had to use the inches. So
Mm. Yes,
we
sir.
will be dealing with three kinds of drawings. For some cases, I will be giving decimal drawings. For some cases, I will be giving feet and inches in your Indian system. And I and one more example, I will be giving a drawing in architectural system. That is, everything will be in a fractional inches, 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, so that you will be able to understand all difference and you have some understanding about how to draw on those things.
Mm. Yes, sir.
So, okay, since we have covered this one, we will go to the next options. Okay, next thing is that for now, I am going to use a decimal and I am going to use the mm. One important thing to note is that for a single diagram, you have to use only one units only. You shouldn't change the units now and then. For example, I will clear it for you. In other softwares, Revit and all, we can change the dimension whenever we want, but here we can't do like that. If I have started a diagrams in mm, I have to finish the diagrams in mm only. If I have started in feet and inches, then I have to finish it in feet and inches. For example, I am drawing it 100 mm. I'm just coming here and changing my units to kilometers.
Okay.
I'm starting the same way here. I'm going to start from this point only. Suppose if I'm going to give the same value 100, it should extend a lot of it should go a long way. But I'm giving the 100 values here. Both the 100 mm and the 100 kilometers are looking the same.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So we shouldn't change the units and think that 100 kilometers is going to be big and 100 is going to be small.
Mm.
Why it is happening like this is that AutoCAD consider them as consider them as one units. It doesn't mean that 100 is small, 100 kilometers is long. It doesn't see like that. One units, 100 units of kilometers, 100
Mm.
units of like that. It is considering that. Okay, are you able to get this point?
Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So simply, we shouldn't use the different units at all.
Mm. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Next thing is that what is my precision? Why it is important? Another biggest advantage of AutoCAD is that it has very high precision. If I want my work to be very precise, I can use AutoCAD. In other software, the precision will be up to this level only. So when I am working with the Revit structure, I will show the precision and how much the values are there. So the AutoCAD is very highly precise, and it has this kind of values for me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what it denotes, what is the purpose of this position means that suppose if I'm modeling, if I'm drawing some column location, column plan or a simple plan means if there is any deviation of 1 mm or 2 mm, it's not going to affect me at all. Okay. If
Mm,
there is the beam is just slightly moved by 1 mm or 2 mm, it's not going to affect me at all. Because the reason is that I'm going to execute in my site only. The site engineer will see that okay, it's just moving by 1 mm, no problem. I will manage in the site itself. So the slight tolerance of 1 mm, 2 mm is not going to affect. But let us take an example of a watch and the gear system in the watch. Okay, let us consider a watch and the gear systems in the watch. Suppose if there is any deviation of 1 mm in the drawing, what they will do is according to drawings, they are going to prepare the watch spare parts and all. So when I'm trying to assemble them, it won't fit at all because there is a deviation of 1 mm. Every we must have experienced some benches or something will be slightly moving up and here because there is some kind of manufacturing fault or some kind of deviations. Suppose if I'm taking some cycles nowadays, if I order cycles in Amazon, the full cycle is not coming. So the individual parts are coming, then I have to assemble the whole cycle to the full part. If a single deviation or a single bolt is not fixing properly, I won't be able to drive that cycle at all. So, able to get my point. So,
yes,
if
sir.
I know high precision, what I will do is I'll just use here. So, 0.00 means if I'm giving a value of 5.2345, automatically it will adjust to 5.2.
Mm,
If I'm giving a precision of this one, it will give a values of 5.24444 something means it will take this value. It won't round off those values at all. This is the
mm,
difference between high precision and low precision. For buildings, we maximum precision we use this only. Above that, we don't use the precision. Either this one or this one you can use it. Okay.
yes, sir.
And for angles, always use decimal degree. Don't confuse with something. We will be having degrees, minutes, seconds, gradients, radians, survey. These are for surveying options only. For basic drawings, we use decimal degrees only. And apart from this, we have fractional and scientific options also. Fractional means everything will be 0, 1/18 like that.
Mm,
Scientific means e power. Everything will be in the e powers only. So if I'm going to market a very long distance, I can use a scientific, but we don't use that kind of things for the basic drawings at all. So for now, I'm going to use a decimal and I'm going to use a units.
yes, sir.
Let's say the second step is to setting up of units. This is my second step, setting up of units.
Mm,
So what does setting above units mean? So, sorry. Setting above limits. We just cover the units portion. Now we will see the limits. Setting above limits. What is the importance of limits? Let's say I'm drawing a line here, a line of 200 mm, or else let's say 1000 also okay.
okay.
But it's appearing very small in my screen. If I draw something very small here,
Yes, sir.
can in many students might have encountered this problem. In some screen it will look big, in some screen it is looking very small. And one more problem is that suppose if I miss the diagrams, it is very difficult to find them. So what is the purpose of limits is that I am setting a limit area for drawing. Means that I am going to draw within this area only. So that
Okay.
kind of setting I'm going to fix here. Let's say let us take an example here. Uh, I will just take a very simple plan. Okay, so my dimensions of the building is 50 feet and 31 feet. Okay, so this is
Yes, sir.
going to be my origin. My origin is always going to be 0, 0. and this is the maximum portion. Okay, at this point x will be maximum, y will also be maximum. Consider this as a graph here. So this is my origin, this is my x-axis, and this is my y-axis. And along the x-axis, the maximum value is 50 feet, and along the y-axis, the maximum value will be 31 feet. So
Yes, sir.
what I have to do is, first I need to change my units here. Units here. I'm going to use my feet and inches. So what I have to do is I have to change this to engineering, and then I have to change it to inches. Okay. After
Yes, sir.
setting them, what I'm doing is I'm typing limits here. I'm typing limits and giving enter here. What it is asking me, it is asking me to reset the model space limit, specify lower left corner. Let us go to the example, the drawing again. So this is my lower left corner. This lower left corner value will be always will be 0. The lower left corner values always will be 0. So what I can do is I can give the values as 0, comma 0.
Okay.
Enter.
Yes, sir.
Now it is asking me the upper right corner values. It is asking me the upper right corner values. So what value? Sorry. Now it is asking me the upper right corner values. I can give the values as 50 feet, comma 31 feet. First values I'm going to give the x value, and the second values I'm going to give the 31 y value. But I'm not going to give the 50 feet, 31 feet alone, because after drawing the drawings, I have to mark the dimensions. So I need some spaces for them.
Yes, sir.
I need space for this kind of things also. I will be marking this door is of this length, this door is of this length. And I need some length for the title block also. These things also I have to consider. So I shouldn't consider this sizes alone. I have to consider like there will be some kind of gap should be there along that line. I have to give some kind of markings will be also should be marked. So what I have to do is I'm coming here. I'm giving instead of 50 feet, I'm giving 60 feet.
Okay.
Instead of I'm giving comma, instead of 31 feet, I'm giving 40. So I have set up my limits. But even after setting up my limits, I don't see any difference in my screen. It is looking the same way before setting the limits and also after setting the limits. I don't see any difference at all. So what is happening here? What I thought is after setting the limits, there will be a small square box or rectangle box will be created for me. But it doesn't show anything at all. It is looking the same way as before also. So what I'm going to do is that these things are called as functional keys. These things are called as functional keys. These things are called as functional keys. The functional keys means, suppose if you are using laptop, means you can see F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, and every key has a separate purpose. For example, if I click the F3 or the F2, my brightness is getting decreased, or the F3's brightness is getting decreased, and for sound. So they are keeping separate options like this. They are keeping a separate options like this. Similarly, in this functional key, the functional key's name is called a snap settings key. The second one is called a snap settings key.
Yes, sir.
I'm just clicking the snap settings. I'm not going to go through these options at all. It's very basic option. We don't change this option because we are going to leave it as a default only. In this, I'm having option called as grid behavior.
Yes, sir.
So snap settings, snap and grid, and this I'm having option called as grid behavior. In that grid behavior, I'm having option called as display grid beyond limits. This I'm having option called as display grid beyond limits. I'm going to uncheck it. I'm going to uncheck this option. I'm going to uncheck this option.
Okay.
After giving this, sorry, I'm going to uncheck this and giving OK. So my whole grids will be disappeared, and still I don't see my limit area or a particular rectangle area. So what you have to do is just press Z, enter, A, enter. My limits will come like this.
Oh.
So whatever I'm drawing here, suppose if I missed a drawing, what I have to do is Z, enter, A, enter. Automatically it will come to this.
Yes, sir.
So this is the main purpose of limits. Suppose after showing this, some people used to ask, sir, is it possible to draw outside the limits? Yes, you can draw outside the limits. So at the moment it is just for reference purpose only. This is a limit. I'm going to draw within this limit only.
Okay.
And suppose my manager is saying that I shouldn't draw outside the limits at all. My manager is telling that he is telling very strictly, this is a limit. You shouldn't draw anything outside the limits. So how to make sure that people don't draw outside the limits? What I can do is I'm just typing limits instead of giving the values. Once again, once again.
Yes, sir.
Accidentally closes command the command bar. Very soft. So I'm just setting limits, and in that limits, instead of giving the values, what I'm saying is that in the command bar, this is called as command bar,
Hmm.
has two options, on off. I'm just clicking the on option again.
Okay.
After clicking the on options, I'm able to draw here, but if I click here, see what it is showing outside limits. I won't be able to draw here.
Okay.
Suppose
Yes,
if
sir.
I draw something here, it will specify me that you are trying to draw outside the limits. It is not possible to draw. So the get out of this limit. So what I have to do is limit. Now
Yes, sir.
I can draw outside the limits also. Okay. So these are the basic two steps we have to. Some people who are very good in AutoCAD, or some people who are working in who used to draw residential building plans and those things, they don't use limits at all. But the people who are working in structural diagrams or structural reinforcement, they will always use the limits and then they will start the diagrams because it will be easier for them to work on that.
Hmm.
So have a practice that first set up the units and then set up the limits and then start your drawings. Okay. For this class, we will close it. We'll finish it up to this one. In the tomorrow's class, we will see some more settings and some more basic commands.
Okay.
After that, we will go to the draw tools and modify tools. And along
Hmm.
when I'm starting the draw tools and modify tools, I will give you some drawings to work on with it. Okay.
Okay.
And you are starting AutoCAD, or do you have experience in AutoCAD?
I have worked little bits. Means I know, sir, maximum thing.
Okay. Okay.
But sir, one I have one question, sir. Hello.
Yeah, tell me. Yes.
Yes, sir. After fixing the limits, sir, is it possible to change the limit
Yeah,
value, sir?
yeah. We can change it. Suppose I don't want the limits within the original code. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the limits to 50 feet. Lower left corner should be 50 feet, comma, feet, and I'm giving enter. Upper right corner should be 100 feet, comma, sorry, comma, 100. So my limit is getting moved from this point to this point.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, so it's not a problem. Limit is mainly for reference only, so that I don't miss my drawings anywhere. That is the
Okay.
purpose.
Yes, sir.
Many people don't use limits, but I personally always use the limits so that whenever I miss the diagrams, I can easily find them and go for those things. So I always set some my limits and then start my drawing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So okay, evening 4 o'clock we will again see for limit structure. Okay.
Okay, sir. It is at the 4 o'clock, right, sir?
Yeah, 4 o'clock you can use the same link also.
Okay, sure, sir.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, sir.